Okay, so today we're going to be making this sort of T-shaped link piece using a couple different commands. So first thing, as always, when I go into Creo, I want to select my working directory, figure out where I'm going to save this. I'll put this in my documents for now. Hit OK. Then I'm going to start a new part. This part is going to be titled MS0905-4 for my students. This is part of our 5th mechanical project, and this is the 4th exercise they're going to work on. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, which is going to start up Creo for me. I'm going to turn on all my planes and datum features, and then I have to think about how I want to make this. Now, there's a really simple way we can make this if we think about this ahead of time. It's not always good to just draw the front view, but in this case the front view works pretty well for me because if I make this full shape up here, yeah, I can put a little more detail in my sketch. Then I've got to round all these corners and I've got to do some extra math and stuff. But if I make this by making this outside sketch here with the 2 radii on the end, I can save a little bit of time. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go into an extrude, and then I'm going to use a little shortcut. We can go placement, define, but I like to just hold right click, define internal sketch, and then I'm going to draw on my front plane here. I could also select it over here in the menu. So I'm going to select my front plane, and then I'm going to just middle click, which will click this sketch button. And if yours doesn't rotate, remember, just hit this button up here and it will rotate for you. Now, what I'm going to do to make sure that this piece is sort of centered, even though it's not necessarily important to the function of this piece, but just because the front plane kind of looks somewhat symmetric, I'm going to put a little center line in the middle. And I'm going to create a circle on one side. I'm going to create a circle on the other side, and I'm going to draw it bigger until that R pops up. You can see that R right over my reference line to let me know they're the same radius. Then I'm going to go up, select a line. I'm going to pick the outside edge. Yeah, I could line up there. It does end up doing that, or I could make a tangent constraint. So I'm going to go across here. I'm going to middle click. I'm still in the line command because I only middle clicked once. Go across here. And then I'll middle click a second time to go back to this arrow. I also could have just clicked the arrow. I'm going to go to delete segment, and I'm just going to drag and make a little line through here. You don't have to do it this way. I could have also clicked the lines, but I just like drag and make a little squiggly line. It's very exciting. So from there, I can now add a constraint here to sort of center this before I start dimensioning things. So my constraint is going to be a symmetric constraint. It's going to be from this center of this circle to the center line to the center of the other circle. And now what that's going to do is that's going to control my overall width so that if I change it, these both are going to move equally in or out. So now, because the way this is dimensioned gives us a full length of the part, so I'm going to pick my dimension tool. I'm going to click this radius, and I'm going to move down because I want to move my dimension a little away from my sketch. And middle click, it's going to give me an overall dimension there. And then I also need this radius dimension here. Now, since there's only 2 dimensions here, I can go through and change them, but I also could have scaled them down. So this is going to be 5. It's going to look really wacky. And this is going to be 0.5. And that's going to bring it down to look a little more normal. So 5 and 0.5. Now I can hit my checkbox, and because this part is kind of symmetric across a symmetry line right down the middle here, draw my best symmetry line, I'm going to symmetrically extrude this 2.5 that's right here. So I'll rotate this. I'm going to switch to a symmetric extrude. And then I'm going to type in 2.5. So there's my overall width of my part. Now I can either hit the checkbox or just middle click. Middle click always clicks those blue highlighted commands. Alright, now from here, I need to make an extrude, because I'm going to cut out the 4 rectangles that there are in this piece. I have one right here, and then I have one right here, and then I have one right over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come back over to Creo. I'm going to pick Extrude, and I'm going to right-click, Define Internal Sketch, and just in the interest of keeping everything nice and symmetric, I'm going to draw on my top plane. Alright, make my right, that works for me. Middle click, and I'll rotate with my Sketch to View button. Now from here, before I'm going to draw, I need to think about where my rectangles are located. I have one in this corner, I have one in this corner down here, and I have one over here. So I need to add some references. I can do that by either clicking references up here, or I can hold right click like I just did and select references. Now I'm going to add this edge, I'm going to add this edge, I'm going to add this side, I'm going to add this side, and then I can hit close. And that's going to give me some snapping points. So now I can hit rectangle, and I can go ahead and put in a couple rectangles. I'll put one there. This one's the same size, so I'm actually going to draw that over until I get an, you can see I have an L there to let me know that those are both equal lengths. I also have that vertical line, the little blue vertical line you see, to let me know that those are in line with each other. So I'm going to click that. And then over on this side, I need to put one rectangle that kind of crosses across the middle. I don't want to make, you see how I move that away? I don't want those to line up, so I'm going to move that up a little bit, just like that. Okay? Now, I can middle click. Now I have my rectangles, and I need to figure out what dimensions I need. I see a 2 here. I see a 0.75 here. They don't give me a depth here, but I think they're expecting me to assume these are in line with each other. So I'm going to say these are probably 0.75 as well. Alright, so I'm going to put in a couple dimensions. I'm going to go from here to here and make that 0.75. And then I'm going to pick that one, 0.75. This one up here is going to be 2. Okay. And then actually the width of this one as well is 2. I don't know that I would have dimensioned it this way, but I'm just using the dimensions they gave us. And this down here is 0.75 as well. Now if I want to use a handy trick here to make this centered, what I can do is I can get out of my dimension tool, I middle click, pick a point, come over to the side, wait until that M pops up to let me know I'm on the midpoint of my rectangle, click, and then middle click and add another constraint. So I'm going to say the middle of that line is coincident, so I'll pick the point, with this center line, the center of my geometry. Okay? And that's all I need for that sketch. I've got my rectangle. So I'm going to hit check. I'm going to go up to the top. I'm going to make it a cut. And then what I'm going to do is go under options, and I'm going to make it go through all. You can see, because I made it in the middle, that's only taking away part of it. So I'll go in the other direction as well, through all, and that'll remove both. Hit my checkbox, and now I have this overall shape. Now I need a few rounds here that I'm going to have to add in. These rounds are 0.5. So I'm going to pick round up here, and I'm going to add a bunch in. First, I'll make a set by selecting this edge over here and holding Control and selecting this edge. Like I said, 0.5. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep those rounds because they're both sort of external rounds in the same constraint. And I'm going to hit the checkbox. And then I'm going to hit round again, and I'm going to add some in here. I could have put them all in the same set, but this just kind of keeps them a little separate. I wouldn't dimension those together because one adds material, one removes material. Make sure you hold Control when you select each of these because you want them to put it under the same set. If I don't hold Control, you can see what happens. It creates another set. So now I have two separate radiuses in this, or radii, I should say, in this feature. So I'll hold Control, put it under the same set, hit the checkbox again. Alright, so that's the majority of my part. The only thing I'm missing is some holes on the end here. These will be really easy to turn on. You can see currently there's no axes in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick axis. I'm going to pick this round surface, and that's going to put an axis right through there. Now before I pick axis again and put one down here, I'm going to make sure to click in the white because my axis was highlighted. I'll show you what would have happened. If I hit axis, it's just going to create it right on that same axis because I have the other one selected. Don't ask me why they started doing that with Creo. But if I click in the white, make sure I have nothing highlighted, my axis box will come up again, and I can pick a surface over here and hit OK. Now I can put a couple holes in. I'm going to pick hole, I'm going to pick the axis, and then I'm going to hold Control and pick the surface. That'll create a nice coaxial hole. Now there's a couple ways we can change this. I'm going to make it go all the way through, and I'm going to change my diameter to 0.6. I also could have edited it right here. Alright, once I do that, I can hit my checkbox. There's the first hole. The other hole is exactly the same, so I'm going to come over here and pick hole. I'm going to pick the axis. I'm going to hold Control. I'm going to pick this surface. That'll make it coaxial. Goes all the way through. It defaults to my last diameter of 0.6, but I could have changed it if it wasn't 0.6. And then I hit the checkbox. And now, I'll turn off my datum plane so we can see everything. We are done with our little linkage part. Not too hard, a couple simple features, but we could have done this in less features. But, you know, sometimes it's nice to keep things a little bit separate so I can edit them a little more easily, dimension them more easily, and then when I start detailing, I'll have more dimensions available to me. So you got to find that balance, but this is definitely a nice, efficient way to make this part.